Hello and welcome to Cần Thơ News of Cần Thơ Radio and Television Station. Here are today's headlines. Continuing the sixth session, the National Assembly members discuss about draft law on road as a whole. The Ministry of Education and Training organized a seminar to seek opinions on draft planning for a system of specialized educational establishments. UNESCO honors the progenitor of Vietnamese traditional medicine, the famous physician Ông. Top news today. Continuing the sixth session, on the morning of November 24, the National Assembly member discussed about draft law on road as a whole. The development of the law on road aims to continue to improve mechanism and policies on road infrastructure.
The draft road law includes 6 chapters and 92 articles. Compared to the 2008 draft road traffic law, 3 chapters were transferred to the law on road traffic order and safety. These are road traffic rules, driver on vehicles participating in road traffic, and vehicles participating in road traffic. Notably, the law adds new rules to intelligent traffic system control centers. Rest areas and bus stops are required to have electric charging stations for electric-powered motor vehicles. In order to ensure fairness, transparency, and safety in road transport activities, the law also clarifies transport business activities and internal transport activities, and supplements regulations on road transport activities, domestic road transport activities, and international road transport activities.
The Ministry of Education and Training has just organized a seminar to seek opinions on draft planning for a system of specialized education establishments for people with disabilities and a system of centers to support the development of inclusive education in the period of 2021-2030, vision toward 2050. The plan aims to establish centers to assist the growth of inclusive education in all provinces and cities across the country by 2030. In the Mekong Delta alone, there are 12 facilities to promote the growth of inclusive education and 1 specialized schools for individuals with impairments. The participants reached a consensus regarding the necessity of creating a system of centers to facilitate the growth of inclusive education and a planning system for educational facilities for individuals with disabilities. Simultaneously, the entire community must focus more on supporting autistic and disabled children. A policy allowing disabled people to work in businesses is required. This policy should especially address the needs of teachers in specialized educational facilities. On the afternoon of November 23rd, Mr. Phạm Văn Hiểu, Standing Vice Secretary of Cần Thơ City Party Committee, Chairman of Cần Thơ City People Council, had a meeting with the city delegation attending the 13th Vietnam Trade Union Congress term 2023-2028, which would take place from December 1st to December 3rd, 2023 at the National Convention Center in Hanoi.
The city delegation consists of 12 delegates led by Ms. Lê Thị Xuân Mai, President of Cần Thơ City's Labor Federation. Up to this point, the delegation's preparation to participate in the Congress have been completed. Speaking at the meeting, Mr. Phạm Văn Hiểu expressed his hope that the CD delegation could uphold accountability, adhere to the norms and regulation of Congress, and make a strong and responsible contribution that reflected the working class and city worker collective voice. Following the Congress, a report on the outcomes will be issued in order to examine, investigate, and fully comprehend the resolutions made by the Union, with a particular focus on enhancing the City Labor Confederation's activity program.
The UNESCO General Confederation has just passed a resolution on the list of eminent personalities and historical events in 2023-2024, including a record commemorating the 300th birth anniversary of the famous physician Ông Lê Hữu Trác. Lê Hữu Trác was born in Hưng Yên Province in 1724 and passed away in 1791. He spent his entire life in Hương Sơn ward of Hà Tĩnh province, which was his mother's hometown. He is regarded as the father of Vietnamese traditional medicine and left behind an immense collection of medical literature. He was also a brilliant example of medical ethics, philosophy, and method, and his legacy is priceless to Vietnam cultural legacy. UNESCO honoring of Hải Thượng Lãng Ông is the recognition and appreciation of the international community for the contributions of individual famous physicians to society and the community, especially the humanistic ideology of living for everyone and the spirit of lifelong learning, values that the organization is promoting. On the morning of November 24th, Đài Đoàn Kết newspaper organized an online seminar with the topic, What materials can replace river sand? Mr. Dương Tấn Hiển, standing vice chairman of Cần Thơ City People Committee, attended.
The goal of the seminar, according to Mr. Lê An Đạt, acting editor-in-chief of the Đài Đoàn Kết newspaper, was to identify substitute materials for river sand in order to support the development of important traffic projects that are currently encountering challenges. In order to guarantee building progress and safeguard the riverbed, professional and scientific viewpoints will also open up new avenues for the use of alternative sand sources, such as sea sand and thermal power ash and slag. Nonetheless, more investigation is required to assess the viability and environmental impact of substitute materials.
Also on the morning of November 24, the local Department of Industry and Trade coordinated with the Southern Electricity Corporation to organize a training conference to guide the implementation of new style rural content in the field of the Ministry of Industry and Trade in charge of the period 2021-2025. Representatives from specialized agencies under the Ministry of Industry and Trade gave presentation at the conference on how to implement criteria, targets, and content for new style rural regions under the ministry purview. The delegates also engaged in matters including the evaluation of execution of standards, objectives, and novel rural content within the domain overseen by the Ministry of Industry and Trade. Subsequently, assess and scrutinize current issues and put forth many remedies, together with procedures and guidelines to carry out the initiative in the upcoming time frame. On the afternoon of November 23rd, Cần Thơ City Museum held a meeting to celebrate Vietnam Cultural Heritage Day, November 23rd, and receive artifacts donated by individuals in 2023.
The gathering honored those who have actively supported the goal of protecting and developing cultural heritage. Approximately 160 artifacts were contributed on this occasion by people, groups, and historical enthusiasts within about 2 months of the launch. The items in the collection include antiques from the Đông Sơn culture era, such as terracotta pots, glass beads, precious stones, etc., terracotta jars from the Lê dynasty, a few terracotta household items, and clay ceramics with Pantic parents from the 19th and 20th centuries, voter cards, and 20th century household items used by the Cần Thơ and Mekong Delta people.
In the latest season of The Amazing Race, the world-famous game show, the teams had a particularly impressive journey of experience in Cần Thơ City that featured a variety of places, including Ninh Kiều Wharf, Garang Floating Market, and especially Hùng King's Temple, a place that gathers the nation's spiritual cultural values. The Amazing Race is one of the most well-known game shows, having aired for 35 seasons spanning more than 20 years. By using Hùng King's Temple as a stopover, the production team was able to capture not only stunning, realistic footage of the building's distinctive architecture, but also the narrative behind each pattern, creating an engaging challenge for the teams. Through an episode broadcast on an international television channel, Hùng King's Temple appeared impressively and overwhelmingly, but also full of tranquility. CBS films have contributed to spreading the architectural and cultural beauty of Vietnam in general, attracting tourists from all over the world to Vietnam to explore and experience. Coming up next is the weather forecast. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.